Boys, we only missed one fight on our parlay. Oban Elliott was the only fight we missed on our parlay. We would have been green. I would have been rolling with the big boys right now. Okay, we would have been I would have went live at the casino right now with like 10 bands. That's a fact. But the first thing that we have to talk about off the bat is Jon Jones retiring via post-fight press conference. Dana White, when asked by a reporter near the end of the press conference, the reporter said, "Look, you gave Jon Jones a 2-week deadline to give you any updates if he's going to fight Tom Aspinall or not, and nothing is happening. So what's the update?" And Dana, looking distraught and angry, says, "Well, actually, Jon Jones called us last night and retired." That's how you're going to leave your legacy? That's how you're leaving your legacy? And then he goes on by saying, "Well, Tom Aspinall is a new champion, and we do not know who the number one contender is." The number one contender is obviously Volkov. It's clear as day. It's clear as day. It's going to be Volkov. It's not Cyril Gane. Volkov beat Cyril Gane, but he lost due to robbery. And you said you were going to, validate that. You were going to abide by that, But UFC Baku was just a little mid. Honestly, a little bit mid. Nazarim saved it. The main event, Jamal Hill versus Khalil Roundtree Jr., was an absolute snooze fest. It was a snooze fest. Snooze fest. Now, my issue is, I would have been green. My parlay would have hit because I made a different parlay after Oban Elliott lost because I was that confident. I was like, you know what? Let's make another parlay. But normally I do money lines. I did Khalil Roundtree KO TKO. That was the only way of decision bet that I made the whole night. I never do that. I normally only do money lines. Unlucky. But Khalil Roundtree Jr. pieced apart Jamal Hill 50-45 in my books, boys. 50-45 in my books, and after he pieces up Jamal Hill, he calls out Magomed. Brother, you're not fighting Magomed, you were going to be fighting Yuri Prochazka. We'll get to that in a second, but Khalil Roundtree just beat up Jamal Hill via leg kicks, spamming leg kicks, keeping at range, making Jamal Hill walk forward and try to exchange on him just so he can move around on the beat up legs and get blood through it and make more painful. You know what I'm saying? Make it more painful, make your movement less limited. And my issue was I was screaming at the TV. Absolutely screaming at the TV, right? Because this dude, Khalil Roundtree, had about, it says 1 knockdown officially, but I had like 3, he had like 4 or 3 knockdowns. Why? And he wobbled him like 4 times. Why are we not chasing the W? Why are we not chasing the finish? A little odd to me. And then they had like a little confrontation at the end of the fight. And Khalil Roundtree would start saying, "Well, you're hard to read and I had to protect myself." Brother, protect yourself by attacking the opponent in front of you. You understand what I'm saying? You're not just going to stand there and throw feints and just circle the cage. That's not really, you're not getting hit, but that's not eliminating the threat. You see what I'm saying? Eliminate the threat. But Jamal Hill's done. Jamal Hill is done for. He went out there. He got embarrassed. I told you guys, this dude has not won a fight since 2023. He's coming off of 2 separate injuries. The injury where he had to relinquish his belt, and they gave it to, and I don't even know who they gave the belt to. I think it would have been Alex Pereira. And he's also coming off of 2 back-to-back knockout losses that were vicious. The Alex Pereira one absolutely fried his brain, and then Yuri Prochazka just kind of marinated him and then eliminated him. Hey. Now, Jamal Hill is over. It's done. His leg looked warped from Khalil Roundtree Jr.'s leg shots. Absolutely insane. Khalil was hitting them outside, inside, on the thigh, on the calf, on the knee. He didn't even care if Jamal was trying to check it. He was throwing them fucking leg shots. He was hitting them in the body. Khalil, oh my God. For whatever reason, I cannot say Khalil's full name. We're going to just say Khalil. Khalil, when he throws those leg shots, if they're at your body, if they're at your leg, devastating power. Devastating power. The sounds that were made in the octagon tonight were just like absolutely bizarre. But Yuri Prochazka is going to cook you, brother. Let's keep it real. Now, Yuri Prochazka eliminated Jamal way quicker than you did. Looked way more stylish than you did. Okay, you kind of just sat there on your back foot and encircled Jamal and made him walk towards you. We already talked about this. But Yuri Prochazka is going to clear that space. You're going to want to have that space. You can just spam low kicks and and warp and put welts and bruises on my boy's legs, but that's not going to happen. Yuri Prohaska has an insane reach. He's going to clear that distance. You are not getting a title shot against Magomed Ankalaev. Alex is next. No matter how I want to disagree with it, Alex said that his next fight will be for the title, and I kind of just have to agree with bro. I just kind of have to agree with bro. Moving on to the co-main event, boys. The co-main event, I heard some people say it was like a sleeper. They didn't like it. They were falling asleep. I fucked with the co-main event. Rafael Fiziev is a much watch for me, and I have to hate watch Ignacio Bahamondes. I don't like Ignacio. Now, Ignacio, I didn't mean to hit the mic. I'm so sorry, boys. Okay, I'm sorry. Now, Ignacio Bahamondes, this was close. This was a close fight. If Fiziev was never able to land these takedowns, if Ignacio sprawled better, Ignacio more than likely would have won the fight. Okay, the first round was really, really, really close. They gave it to Fiziev. I got that. Now, if Fiziev didn't shoot these takedowns in round 2 or 3, it would have been over. That round 2 is extremely close, and Fiziev knew it was. Now, Ignacio is spamming axe kicks. He's spamming all of his special abilities, and Bilal's in his corner telling him, like, yo, listen, throw knees in the clinch. Fiziev is way smaller than you, okay? When you throw these knees up, they might hit him in the face. You might get a knee knock. You might get a flying knee knockout. Hey, throw some fucking knees in the clinch. Ignacio refuses to listen to the corner, which is just like, okay, I understand it's frustrating, brother, but that was some real solid advice from Bilal. Shout out to Bilal for doing that. Yeah. But Fiziev is finally out of the loss column. My boy had 3 losses in a row, okay? Justin Gaethje twice, and then the Gamrot injury. Fiziev looked fantastic. Not a lot of spinning kicks. I thought my boy was going to... No spinning heel kick knockout from Fiziev, which is a little disappointing. But we make it work. We got the victory. And rebook the Gamrot fight. Give my boy Arman Tsarukyan. Okay, Arman Tsarukyan needs to squabble up somebody. Give Fiziev the Paddy Pimblett fight. No, I want Fiziev, honestly, to go down to 145. Fiziev needs to go down to 145, boys. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. You guys saw the size difference in there. I mean, it didn't really matter, but Fiziev would be a monster at 140. Imagine a Fiziev versus Gene Silva fight. I'm picking Fiziev all day, but that's fireworks right there, brother. That's fireworks. Moving on. Third fight from the top, boys. Curtis Blades versus Renav Kuniev, the fucking steroid cheat. Now, Curtis Blades apparently tore his MCL in the first round and then just kind of had to survive. And if I'm being honest with you, I have no idea how the judges gave this to Curtis Blades. Live scoring it for me, I gave that to Kuniev. I gave rounds 2 and 3 to Kuniev for sure. It was kind of just like a blob fest. It was kind of just like a heavyweight blob, out of breath, out of shape, sweaty mess of a fight. But Curtis Blades prevailed, and he's going to stay at the top of the division. This fucking unranked steroid cheat, I don't know what they're going to do it, bro. I have no idea, but he's going to stay on the outs. It's kind of a little bit ridiculous that somebody who just fought for the title, Curtis Blades, has to fight an unranked fighter. A little bit ridiculous. But at least now the heavyweight division is going to see some movement. John Jones is gone, baby. John Jones is gone. Praise the day. Praise the day. Now, talking about praise the day, my boy Masetbiep Orbalati versus Tofuk Musiev was a fucking banger. Absolute banger. Now, this was the battle of the uglies. These dudes are absolutely horrific, okay? But my boy Orbalati pulled through with the W. He has the heart of a lion. The heart of a lion. The face of a gremlin. My boy Orbalati. A savage in that octagon. Won by submission in round 1. I thought that this was going to be going to a bloody decision, but he showed elevation from his last fight. He's doing his thing, and give my boy a fucking ranked fight next, please. Pretty sure Tofik Museki, whatever his last name is, missed weight by 10 pounds. I'm going to have the fact check on the screen, but moving on, boys. Now, Nazim Sadykhov versus Nicholas Mata, fight of the fucking night. Fight of the year contender. This is what I thought that what the main event was going to be. I thought the main event was going to be this. Copy-pasted, just have Roundtree and fucking Jamal Hill in here. Now, these dudes were going absolutely ballistic. There was a point in this fight where I was screaming I was live. I was screaming at the camera saying, no, no, please don't stop it. I had a $15 bet on my boy Nazim, and it looked like it was over. Nicholas Mata it looked like he was playing UFC 5 out there. He was spamming left bump, if you played UFC 5, spamming left bumper XY. Just spamming hooks. Big fucking hooks all day. All day at Nazim. I was like, what am I watching? It was a war. What an absolute war. My boy Mata got hit in his mata with an elbow and smiled at him while his face got cut. What a war. Fight of the year contender for sure. For sure, 100%. 100%. My boy won in round 2 by knockout. What a battle. These dudes made it to round 2, and fucking Nazim threw 161 strikes and Nicholas Mata threw 168 strikes, but Nicholas Mata only landed 76, while Sadikov landed 102. What a banger fight. Dana White at the end of the press conference said that he's giving these dudes $100,000 each. They deserve it. That was main event worthy. You notice how the main event got nothing. You're not getting a fucking title shot with that embarrassing ass performance, Khalil Roundtree. Moving on, boys. Muhammad Naminov versus Bogdan Grad. This was a high level fight, honestly, but Muhammad Naminov kind of ran away from my bro. He won round 1 very convincingly. Round 2 was a little close for my boy Bogdan. Then round 3 kicks in, and Naminov just decides, oh, I got this in the bag. I'm just going to kind of run and stall. And that's what he did. And he gets the victory. And I kind of can't be mad, but I wanted to see blood. I wanted to see my boy Bogdan Grad throw some shit in the air. You know what I'm saying? But banging fight from both of these dudes. Banging fight. Kind of a little upsetting that nobody else got a performance bonus except for the Nazim versus Mata fight. Banger fight, by the way. Absolute banger fight. This was a free card, by the way. Free card, by the way. Moving on, boys, to the most... Listen. This fight hurt my soul. Hurt my soul. Oman Elliott versus Sohu Young KO. Now, first of all, I did not know that Sohu Young KO and my boy Joe Young Park, the Iron Turtle, are clicked up together. Okay? If I knew that, I don't know if I would have picked against Oban Elliott. I probably still would have picked Oban Elliott. But Sohu Young KO looked like an absolute warrior. He looked like a Spartan out there. He looked indestructible. Looked like a better Islam out there. Mixing in the takedown, striking, the pressure. It was just an absolute masterclass ass whooping by Sohu Young KO. Oban Elliott got up from the mat, like literally UFC 5 like this. And like hunched over. Okay? It was not a good experience for my boy Oban Elliott, but I'm going to be honest, I think that this was just unlucky. I think it was unlucky. Like, you know, when McGregor and Max fought very early in the career, super unlucky for Max. You know, when Max and Dustin fought super early in the career, unlucky for Max. You get what I'm saying? It was just kind of a shitty matchup. Oban Elliott was 3-0 in the UFC. We're going to get right back into it for sure. But we just got to get a different opponent. That was just unlucky. He was just better than you all the way around in every single facet of the game. You know, Oban, I wouldn't take this loss to heart. I absolutely wouldn't. But we're going to move on from this. We're definitely not getting a ranked fight next in welterweight for my boy Oban Elliott. So Sohu Young KO needs a fucking ranked fight next in welterweight. For sure. Please give this animal a bone. Give this dog a bone. Please. Oban, jump right back in there. I would give it 2 months. I'd give it 60 days. And I'm jumping right. I'm burping because I drank a bunch of Coors Light. A bunch of them. If I can get one sponsor, boys, it would be Coors Light. That's a fact. That is a fact. Moving on, boys, to the Iron Turtle, Joe Young Park versus Ismail Nurmagomedov. We had Joe Young Park. This was a crazy-ass fight. Ismail fouled my boy like 1,000 times, poking him in the eye, then kneed him while he was a grounded opponent, and the referee took away 2 points. I don't think I've ever seen a referee take away 2 points ever in life, just like, period. That was an extremely rare occurrence right there. Shout out to Baku. But Joe Young Park masterclass. Joe Young Park masterclass right after he got fouled and the referee took away 2 points because my boy was pissed. After you knee me while I'm a grounded opponent and I'm leaking everywhere, my eyes getting swollen shut, and the doctors are in my face asking me if I can see, I want to fight now. And Joe Young Park went out there and threw an absolute fucking beating. A beating. A thrashing on Ismail Nurmagomedov. Give him a ranked opponent next to Iron Turtle Supremacy. Iron Turtle Supremacy. He's earned a fan, for real, for real. Now, there were 2 women's fights, and obviously I skipped them both. Why wouldn't... Why? If you watch them, comment down below. If you watch the 2 women's fights, please comment down below. But I skipped them. First of all, I went and smoked, okay? Then I came back and I watched the fights, okay? Moving on, boys. Tagir Ulanbekov versus Azat Maxim. Now, this was a really close fight. This was a close fight. Azat Maxim has some heart. My boy has some heart. And I never really realized how skinny and frail these dudes look. It's just like kind of a little ridiculous. Like, just, bro, go to 135. You look like a fucking skeleton down there. Tajir, I'm looking at you. But super competitive fight. They gave it to Tajir. I don't know if it was a 30. The judges said 30-27. I don't know about no 30-27. I would have did like 29-28. Okay, like maybe. But super close fight. But they gave my boy Tajir the win, even though he's coming off of like a 3-year layoff. 3-year layoff or some shit like that. Moving on to the first fight of the night was Muhammad Usman versus Hamdi Abdelawab. Honestly, what a fucking... The first fight of the night almost put me to bed. It literally almost put me to bed. Hamdi Abdelawab was just walking forward and not doing anything, and Muhammad Usman was just scared, circling the fence. Khalil Roundtree, we should have watched that and just realized this is going to be Khalil Roundtree versus Jamal Hill. This is it. We're staring right at it. Muhammad Usman gets the decision. Both of the Usman brothers are coming off of victories. Let's go, Usman, bro. I told you guys I cannot bet against the Usman brothers back-to-back weeks when Kamaru Usman won last week. It just makes absolute zero sense. Makes absolute zero sense. But John Jones is gone. The Wicked Witch is gone. We have a new champion in town, Tom Aspinall. UFC 317 is on the horizon. There are so many good things coming up for us, boys. Anyways, if you made it this far, please subscribe, tap in, comment, like. Let me know you made it. I'm going to see you guys probably later tonight. Double upload. I'm out of here. Peace out.